Take a look for conditions outside. 69 degrees, beautiful evening. Winds out of the north-northeast at about 3 miles an hour. Humidity, look how low that is, 25%.
Hopefully behind those trees you see those golden streaks. Those are their chemtrails. That's all mist right there. Look at that chemtrail dump right there. Okay, mist, look at that. Woo! Look at that streak. Gator growls tonight, folks, are getting ready to assemble in the stadium. So they're gassing. Look, there's one spraying right there right now going across. They're spraying them tonight. And even Bill Quinlan said it was going to be dry air. Driest it's been in a long time, so this can't be moisture. That's impossible. He just said that last night on TV 20 News. Wow. Those kids are going to Gator Growl tonight, and look what they're getting. Look at that. Holy shit. That is freaking ungodly, man. Wow. The sun's hitting it too. It's catching some reflections. You can really pick it out where it's all at right now. Big time spreading out right there. Man. Big time out there. Wow. And back over, I see off in the background all that orange stuff. Boom, look at that. Damn, I'm going back inside right now. That's got to come down tonight and tomorrow. Wow. It's incredible. All chemtrail mist. Look at the one that just sprayed is starting to spread out now.
Take a look for conditions outside. 69 degrees, beautiful evening. Winds out of the north-northeast at about 3 miles an hour. Humidity, look how low that is, 25%. The only reason we don't have a high fire danger right now is because the winds are very light out of the north-northeast, only at about 3 miles an hour. You can see the temperatures have rebounded a bit in a few spots into the low 70s. Yesterday we were in the mid-60s. Along the coastline, a little on the cool side because of stronger northeast wind there. You can see that coming onshore, cooling off just a little bit. The rest of the area, the winds light and variable. We'll see the winds die down as we head through the evening, and that means some cooler temperatures on the way. Not as cold as they were last time, where we'll get down to 34, 35. A few spots getting very close to freezing, and we had that frost in the morning. No frost advisories for tonight, but maybe a few areas of patchy frost in the outlying areas, but clear skies once again expected to stay with us as we head through the next several hours and even overnight tonight. You can see a few showers trying to develop down in South Florida, but moisture is very limited, so not going to see much else going on across the state as we widen out the view in the southeast.
Okay, YouTubers, chemtrail activist Patrick Penry, and because I got these chemtrails over the Gator Growl today, I've been investigating and looking into the humidity and what have you. And I've looked at Tampa Bay observations where they float balloons up in the air and they get readings going up into the air where planes would be flying. And I've also cross-referenced that between Tampa and Jacksonville. I've looked at the what's pressure HPA. We're looking at the temperature in Celsius and the relative humidity. Also, we're looking at the height of the aircraft. So they fly anywhere between, they say 20 to 40,000, but around 30,000, 36,000 feet is the average height of a commercial jet aircraft. Now, if you look clearly, and I'll show the screen captures of this data, you can clearly see at 30,000 feet, number one, the relative humidity, the fifth column's at 8%. There's really not much there, so it's going to have to be really cold to form a contrail according to NASA Contrail Science and the Appleman chart. Now, if we look in here at that particular height, we're looking at negative 50-something Celsius. So we come in here, we have a look, and this dang light is in the way. Here we go. We have a look at the Appleman chart, and we can see this doesn't go all the way we need to because the, what are we calling it here? Pressure HPA. It only goes to 100. Here we're looking at 30,000 feet. We're at 10.5. We're between 10 and 13, something like that. Between 8 and 13 actually in a range. So over here on the Appleman chart, it doesn't go that far. So what we want to do is, and look, if you notice, it goes in humidity percentages. The bottom is the temperature on the, I forget if that's Y or X axis, doesn't matter. On the lower axis, it's a temperature plot. On the upper, it's pressure measured in HPA. Now, we want to do, since that doesn't go all the way, I'm going to downsize that. Let's look at the Appleman chart extended to Earth's surface, where now we see if we're talking in the tens for HPA, 200, 300 to 200, that'd be 100, that'd be 50. We're talking way down here. We're talking temperature is -50. So immediately I can tell you, and if you look at relative humidity, which is way beneath 30% today, it was 25% according to Bill, but that's at ground level. At 30,000 feet, we're 7, 8, 9, 10% relative humidity. So we're on the lower side of humidity. We're on this dash line here, or this solid line, right? Oh, good, it blew up by accident. Works. One time I made a mistake and that's what I wanted. Okay, so there we go. You see we're going to be looking on the inside of this dash line that I'm tracing right now with the cursor. And that means, here's a dash line on the inside between that one and the solid one, and more closer to the solid one because we're talking about 8%. We know the HPA is around 10, and it doesn't matter if you go Jacksonville or Tampa. Remember, these are near the coast, so the moisture content you would think would be, higher there, so it'd be less inland. So it just doesn't make sense over Central Florida. I'm seeing these persistent contrails. Okay, now we go back. We look here, so we're going to be right around 10. That's going to come across here. We're at -50 approximately Celsius. That's going to come up here. And if you're on this side of the line, no contrails. Let me bring you back, although I've upsized it and made it huge. Let me bring it back. There we go. Here's the Appleman chart. I've downsized it. Perfect. On this side, no contrails. See, no contrails. On this side of the line, always contrails. And up in here, maybe contrails. Okay, maybe contrails up in there. You can clearly see on our measurement to the Appleman chart, at that low HPA and at that -50, we're well on the other side of no contrails, no contrails. Now I've gone in and checked, and I'll supply the screen capture of both from Tampa and from Jacksonville. I can't get a balloon flight right over Central Florida, but with Bill Quinlan's forecast of low humidity and of clear skies, and then cross-referencing that with Jacksonville and with Tampa, you can clearly see we just don't have the humidity, nor do we have the temperature. My investigations show there's no way that a persistent contrail could have formed today. Not at 25,000, not at 30,000, not at 32,000 feet. And above that, you can just look at the numbers are going in that direction. Clearly 17, 14, 13, 12, 10, 11, on down. So it's not, the conditions aren't going to improve at that point any the higher you get. Now, the temperature may be decreasing, and that's true. And if the temperature gets cold enough, it is possible they can form, but it's not reaching that. It's simply not. It's not even close. It's not even close. So I just wanted to put, this is a little bit of contrail science from NASA. I want you guys to see that you can go in, search up the balloon flights that go up and get these measurements all the way up through the different altitudes. And then you can cross-reference that with the Appleman chart and NASA contrail science, which is basically the same dealio, and it's impossible. No chemtrails, or no contrails, I'm sorry, Freudian slip. No contrails could have formed tonight. I've pretty much proven whatever they sprayed tonight, it wasn't moisture, it was not, it was no kind of cloud formation, it wasn't from the fuel, because I do understand NASA's contrail science, I really do, and it's similar to like if you burnt gasoline with 100% efficiency. A lot of people don't know the byproduct is water from H2O, from gasoline, if you burn it 100% efficiently, but the problem is none of these devices do. So in the same line of thinking, the jet aircraft, it burns in such a way it does produce byproduct H2O, that's true, but it's not enough to do it in these particular circumstances with this data that we're looking at tonight on the 9th of November, 2012. So that's going to sum up this video. They got a lot of splaining to do. You got a lot of splaining to do. I'll provide all the data and links to everything so you guys can check this out for yourself. All right, over and out, YouTubers.